We all know that AI is a hot topic right now. The question that I got asked over the weekend made me think a little bit, and which kind of sparred this conversation that we're going to have right now is AI going to take over mental health? Is AI going to take over therapy and therapy sessions and collaboration between a client and a clinician? There's a lot of apps out right now that are creating mental health awareness, that are creating the tools for somebody to use from an AI standpoint. But at the end of the day, when you really look at the scope of mental health, there is some things that AI absolutely can handle, and there's most of the things that AI can't handle. I'm Chris Kourtakis. I'm a licensed therapist, and I work with high achieving individuals, and I work with power couples. Like I said, we want to talk about AI today, and is it going to replace therapy? And I really don't think it is. I had the conversation the other day. I looked at some of the other therapists, and they said, do you think it's going to replace them? And I said, it's going to replace you, but it's not going to replace me. And I think I kind of offended a few other people when I said that. But when you go to therapy, therapy is supposed to be engaging. Therapy is supposed to be helping. Again, it's supposed to be therapeutic. And when you have a clinician or a therapist that is just giving you homework that they printed off, or they are telling you to do breathing techniques, and they are not really putting the work in themselves to help their clients get better, they're going to get replaced, because at the end of the day, there's really no reason for us to even deal with them or have them around. And I hate to say that, because by 2036, there's going to be a shortage of mental health therapists. By 2036, there is going to be less counselors that are licensed in the United States than there are people that need mental health. Mental health now is increasing and going to pass cancer in terms of reported issues and things like that. For the first time, something is going to pass cancer. That, when you think about it as a whole, is scary as fuck. I mean, it's scary when you think of all the other stuff, and then now you want to throw in mental health, and it's something that not enough people talk about. But we talk about these gaps, and yeah, there's going to be a significant gap, and that's what I mean. Is AI going to replace us? No, I really don't think so. Us good counselors are going to be in higher demand, and it's scary because we're not going to be able to meet the demand that's out there and the need. 1 in 8 individuals under the age of 21 have either used AI to look for mental health topics. 1 in 8 individuals are using AI for therapy. They're looking to get self-help and self-help quickly. Now, when you start breaking down what they are really looking at, 79.8% are searching for anxiety. 72.4% are searching depression. 70% are searching stress. 41% are relationship issues, all the way down to thoughts of self-harm, 9%. Because when we're talking about self-harm, those individuals need to be talking to a real therapist. They need to be talking to somebody that is not going to just give them homework and breath work. That's why I think this profession is so important. Trauma is so important to unpack, that AI is not going to be able to do it for us. And when you start looking at what AI does and why a lot of jobs are going to get replaced by it, I unfortunately say they are going to. And the performance versus participation, when you look at it, AI is going to outperform a lot of jobs because the human just can't do it quick enough or fast enough or 24 hours. But when you look at using AI for counseling, I personally, I'm not going to sit there and put my information out there to the world, because there's no HIPAA, there's no restrictions, there's no anything else that says who can do with what with my data. I mean, I just pulled up numbers that talked about anxiety and stress, because those stats are out there. If I'm having a problem with a girlfriend and I start, AI in that information is out there for the world to see. So those ethical risks of us providing the information is scary. It's very scary. It could create harmful delusions. It could create a crisis that we don't even know about. What if we Google something wrong? What if we read it wrong? It just is very, very scary when you start thinking about it. So the privacy issue and the data issue is something that really concerns me. The other thing is that a good therapist should provide empathy. They should be able to compartmentalize and talk with you and understand you and be able to feel what you're feeling. And AI is not going to be able to do that. If you're stressed and you're having a tough day and you want to talk about it, it's great to be able to come out with some effects to it, to come out with some coping skills for it. But to be able to get it off your chest, to be able to talk about it in a session is very therapeutic. But it's also the difference between a computer and truly getting the heartbeat of another individual that's going to be able to listen and understand. The other reason that people pick counselors is their life. People pick me for my life experiences. They pick me for my business expertise. They pick me because of marriage and divorce and having kids and everything else in between. And AI doesn't have any of that. Yes. Can it learn it? Yes. Does it understand it? Yes. But does it truly connect with my lived experiences versus the computer? When somebody comes in to see me, they want me. They want to pick the individual therapist because I'm a male, because I'm older, because I have those lived experiences. AI can't provide those lived experiences because it can't empathize about what you're going through. Are you an empty nester? Are you somebody who is just moving up to a C-suite level and doesn't understand the pressures? Are you somebody who just got unfortunately laid off and doesn't know if they should start their own business or what that's going to look like and how much it's going to cost? That's where the lived experiences come in. The other thing is that I don't think AI is going to be able to do is create the breakthrough. It's going to be able to create the aha moments. I'm going to ask you the questions that are going to make you think. I'm going to ask you the questions that are going to make you think deeper about a situation or look at it from a different angle. A good therapist should be giving you the aha moments or the I feel better when I walked out than before when I walked in. Asking those right questions is the difference between a good therapist and a great therapist. And a good therapist, yeah, AI is going to be there to replace them because AI can ask the simple questions of how does this make you feel or what does this look like and things like that. But it's not going to be able to get into the breakthrough and collaboration that you truly need to get out of therapy. And that's the whole reason you're going. AI is not going to replace couples therapies or counselors. It's not going to replace me. AI can't manage a room. AI can't deal with infidelity. AI can't fix somebody not listening to the other person because it can't ask the right questions based off of the other person's emotions. It's not going to be able to ask you, how does this make you feel? I hate that question, but I'm just using that as an example. But when somebody's sitting next to you crying because of infidelity or somebody is, argumentative because of a fight that they had the other day, AI isn't going to be able to pick up on the humanistic or, as I said earlier, the empathy, and it's going to create the difference between why you would want to use it and why you really truly need to come to a licensed therapist. A lot of platforms out there, they do fantastic job of providing meditation, providing certain things to listen to, things to walk you through when you're stressed, coping skills, things like that. There's hundreds of apps out here that, that can provide the information that you need and get you through. And they even have a button on there that says, connect with a live therapist now. But you know what? Those therapists are not really licensed. They're life coaches that went through a 12-month program or a 6-month program with that company. Are they truly able to provide and engage with what's needed? I mean, is there going to be any different between that person that's learning from AI? I don't know if there really is or not. So that's the scary part about, and that's the difference between AI and a true therapist. And do I think it's ever going to get replaced? No, I don't. I think it's going to be a bigger need than ever for people to get into therapy and to be therapists and to be able to create. Unfortunately, like I said earlier, there's going to be a lot of jobs that get replaced by AI. This isn't going to be one of them. The good therapists are going to succeed. The good therapists are going to be the ones that come out on top. It's no different than the plumber. It's no different than the electrician. It's no different than the trade schools that are going to be in need. This is going to be a profession that's going to be in need, and it is not going to be replaced. All those people out there that are going to graduate with specific degrees, if you think you're just going to be able to print out homework, you're going to get replaced. If you think you're just going to be able to tell them about breath work and breathing techniques, you're going to get replaced. You are going to be out the door. Nobody is going to want that because you know why? They're going to already spend their time with AI, learning all that shit. Then they're going to come to you to fix everything else that's broken that AI couldn't. That's where the difference is. Everybody's going to use it for that tool. They're not going to use it to replace us. So again, I'm Chris Kourtakis. I am a licensed therapist. I understand the difference and the need between using AI in the business world and in our personal worlds and what the humanistic approach is going to bring to you. When you come and see me, we're working through your issues to make you the best possible version that you can become. AI isn't going to be able to do that for you. I wish they could, but unfortunately they're not. You're going to have to put the work in, and I'm going to meet you where you're at, and we're going to accomplish a lot of things. So if you like this video, make sure you hit the button below If you think that somebody else needs to hear this information, please share it with them and allow them to experience the channel like you did. And speaking of experience on the channel, if you truly did like this information, make sure you subscribe, because I got a lot more stuff coming down the pipeline. And if you could, leave a comment below. Let me know what you thought about this video, what works, what doesn't work, what you need changed. Tell me it's great. Tell me it's stupid. I don't know, but I'm going to reply to every one of your comments, because that helps me grow this channel. It helps me become a better individual. And again, AI is going to be a tool that's going to replace a lot of things. It's just not going to replace me, and it's not going to replace all the other counselors that are out there.